Hello, everybody. I got cut off for some reason from that last live video that I did, but just wanted to talk about the business boost. I'm going to do this every Monday, and I wanted to do this every Monday because I feel like at the beginning of the week, we all need a little boost. We all need a little bit of energy to kind of start pushing us through this week. We're now over a month into our social distancing, and it's been really challenging for everybody to adjust. Our work lives have moved into our home. I just had to shoo my children out so I could do my live video real quick. But I thought it'd be good. I do these longer sessions in the Business Leadership Mastermind, and I really like those because we get into some really good depth on an issue. But it's an hour to an hour and a half time commitment. So I wanted to do these Monday morning business boosts to be able to give people a little bit of advice, see if we can implement some new strategies during the week, and hopefully be able to change our business and to work through this week and to adapt what this crazy new business life is. So today, I thought it'd be a good idea to talk about some work-life balance, especially when we're in this idea of our work being in our home. It becomes even more challenging for us to achieve that work-life balance. For those of you that don't know me, I have two children, young children at home. Well, I have two young children, but now they're at home. They're ages 7 and 5. And trying to engage them in homeschool and making sure they're productive and making sure that everything is in the house is done, all of those things. And now that the sun is out, we want to be outside and spring cleaning and all of that to making sure everything's done at home. But I am dedicating that time to work. And there are a few strategies that I've adopted, and it would be great to hear some other strategies too, but just kind of a couple of reminders going into the week. The first thing that really helped me when I was trying to adjust to this work-life balance, especially in this social distancing time, and then when the kids came home, is that it really helped me to have a functional space and to have a space dedicated for work. And to have a space that the only thing that you do at this space is do your work, and you have a space that is only you, and that you can keep everybody else away. You don't have to look at everything else that's going on in the house, but just to have a functional space. Not everybody has this availability. I didn't when this began. I was doing my work on my bed, and that seemed to not to be working out for me. I was not the most productive, but when I had a space that was designated for work only, that really made a difference for me. The other thing that made a difference for me about space is that to make sure that you're managing your home environment, making sure things are decluttered. I talked this year. I talked to this women's conference at the beginning of the year. We had this really interesting discussion about tolerations, the things that we tolerate every day that are creating stress in our lives. So we tolerate clutter in our home, or we tolerate an unorganized file cabinet, or I tolerate my kids' toys on the living room floor. We have these tolerations, and then they build up and they start to really take an effect on our whole mental stress and our ability to just be totally present when it comes to our workspace. That became even more of a challenge for me when I started working at home. So a routine that I adopted every morning and every evening and every morning is to make sure that we had the house picked up, making sure that I put away my stuff from the day before at my workstation, make sure everything was decluttered. Just to make that a routine and part of my routine helped me out a lot. One other thing that helped me out a lot when I made this big transition, when we've all made this big transition into working from our home, is to making sure we have a schedule. And this was a big challenge, not only for managing my children, but also managing how we ourselves are functional. And this has a lot to do with making sure that you're following that daily schedule is something that is really key to productivity, and it's key to making us feel not only more productive, but it makes us feel more fulfilled when we can dedicate time to something and feel accomplished when something is done. When we have a focused time that we can spend, and we follow a daily routine, time for work, time for personal time, and time for quiet time. Those are all things that can help develop a much more productive presence when you sit down to do work. Time blocking has worked really well for me and my family. So for my children, that we have a certain time block where they do work, and then they have recess time, and then they have snack time and lunchtime, because everything's important for them, but it's all the same with us too when we work. If we work, I remember back in college when I would sit down and work for 8 hours at a time, and then I'd be completely grumpy and completely unproductive, and the product of my work would be bad. So working from 8 to 5 with nonstop is just not good for anybody. We have to be able to develop our own time in there, and create a schedule that works for you, but make sure you follow that same schedule. If exercise is important to you, I'll talk about creating energy in a minute. But if exercise is important for you and you need to schedule that into your day, make sure you do schedule a time in your day where you can do that. Whether that's first thing in the morning, middle of the day, or at night, that there's some way that you can make sure that's a part of your day. That's something that can really help. Time blocking has made a significant difference in how I manage work, life, and kids at home. It's made a significant difference for how my kids are productive, and it's also made a significant difference for how I am productive. So that has really helped with my work day. I also, and this is probably the last piece of advice that I'll leave for your morning business boost, and then maybe I'll get into Create Energy, but one really great book that I read was called The Miracle Morning. And The Miracle Morning is all about how we get into our morning, we wake up and we follow these steps that really help us focus and really help clear our mind and really get us energized for the day. So we wake up and we have some silence to ourselves. We set our goals for the day. We visualize what's going to happen in the day. We have some exercise to get our mind moving and our endorphins moving. We read and we write these things. If we can involve them in our mornings, that's something that can really help energize. Because at this point in time, when we're all social distancing and staying home and not going to work, it's really challenging to create that energy. Many of us feel bogged down because we have all of these things to do, and we're stressed because we want to take all this time away from us. Now is the time when we need to figure out how to create energy. And having that routine in the morning, following a daily work schedule, all of those things are going to help when we get into our workspace. I lied. I'm going to talk about one more thing. I'm talking about creating energy. I think creating energy is really important. This ties right in with scheduling and creating energy. You know, energy is not something that we're not just given a certain amount of energy each day. We can take habits in our own lives to create that energy. One of those things that I've already talked about is exercising, working exercise into your day. Today it's going to be 70 degrees outside in Billings. It's a great day to get outside and take a walk and get some vitamin D and to get your endorphins flowing. Just working in some sort of exercise to be able to connect with yourself and your body and the world around you is something that really helps get you through the day. Another thing that you can do to create energy is it has a lot to do with your diet and what you're eating and drinking. So it's limiting, now I'm home all day. It's easy to go make a cup of coffee and come back and just drink coffee all day. But the caffeine starts to create crashes in the afternoon. So I don't know if anybody else is in here or anybody else that is in the group right now, if we have talked about that, but it's limiting the caffeine and the alcohol and the sugar is another way that we can create energy. Because if we have a lot of caffeine, we tend to have crashes in the afternoon. Same thing if we have a lot of sugar or we have alcohol at night and we don't wake up and get into our energy and our productive time. One of the best pieces of advice that I've heard from my coach and other people, one thing to do and to create energy, especially in this time, is that we've got to invest in yourself. got to find some sort of activity that helps you re-energize, that helps you create a comfortable space to be able to be most productive when you need to be. And that's taking time for yourself, but it's also taking time and finding an escape that you can have right now to be able to put you in a different level. And I think that puts you in the right space to be able to do that kind of work, to be able to have that type of energy, and to be able to put yourself in the best position to manage your work at home and to manage all the distractions at home too. I think understanding about prioritizing that self-care, understanding what type of habits work for you, unplugging from your devices. We all sit in Zoom meetings all day long, and that's really challenging. And we don't really like to be a part of those Zoom meetings all day long, even though it's nice to see people. But when we limit the amount that we're online and limit the amount that we have our phone in front of us and creating these distractions, and we're in front of our devices, unplugging for a minute and taking some time for some self-care, whether that be a walk outside, or whether it be taking a warm bath, or whether it be playing with your children in the backyard, whatever that may be for you, that can re-energize you, it can help you get through. So we've had I'm really excited that we have a little group here for the business boost on Monday. And I hope that I provided you with some good insights. Again, you're having a functional space in your schedule and creating energy. All of these things are ways that we can make it through our day and make it through our week. Think about these things every day, and it will make a big difference in how you produce during the week and the relationships that are all around you. So again, if you joined late, I'm going to do these Monday business boosts. I'm going to do them every week. I'm going to do them every Monday, because I think there's so much good information out there, and it's just good to have a group to be a part of, to boost ourselves on the Monday so we can be the most productive that we can be during the week. Just remind us of some things. I like the accountability of a group. I like all of the interactions that happen in a group. So I wanted to do this, just a quick session on Monday mornings to remind everybody that we're not alone. We're all in this social distancing together, but we can be productive at work. We can keep pushing through. We can manage all the craziness at home. So I invite you to come every Monday. We'll do it at 11:30 to about 11:45 on every Monday, just to give you a little boost. And I would love if anybody has any comments that they want to share, I would love for that to be a part of this too. So it'd be great. Another thing to remind you about is that I do host, I'll put all this work-life balance, I'm going to put this in, and I'll have that all out on Tuesday, just to remind part of that. I started the group online called the Thriving Entrepreneur Group. And it'd be great if you join that, and then you can see all the different posts that come up. If you are an entrepreneur thinking about going into business, whatever that is, it's good for entrepreneurs, but also good just reminders for business and academics and anything. I'm an academic at heart, but I am also a business coach. So I'm trying to find that balance and trying to give the best information that I can and make our lives easier as business owners in this crazy time, and find ways that we can adapt to this crazy time. So become a part of the Thriving Entrepreneur Group. And the other thing that I will say is that as a business coach, I'm launching a Thriving Entrepreneur program on May 4th. And if you follow up in the group, then you'll see the updates about that. And if you're curious about developing a business or finding more clarity in your business, or really using this time to invest in your business infrastructure, that's the best thing that we can do right now. In addition to creating this work-life balance, the best thing that we can do right now is invest in our skills, invest in our core competencies, and invest in our business, because that's the best thing that we can do right now in this economic downturn. And when the economic upswing happens, then our business will be ready to grow and thrive. So I invite you all to be a part of the group, and to be a part of my live sessions every Monday at 11:30. So I hope this gave you a little boost for your week. I hope you're able to balance everything and create your space, follow your schedule, and that will help you create more energy. We need energy to get through these times. I don't know when we're going to go back to normal. I don't know what normal is anymore. So when we do go back to normal, we'll be in the best spot to get back to normal. So hope you're doing well. Hope you have a great week. And I will see you next time when I do the Business Boost, which will be next Monday, same time at 11:30. And then stay involved with the Thriving Entrepreneur Group, and we'll be sure that you have all the updates. So hope you're doing well, and I'll talk to you soon.